Warning! The following show may contain strong language, as well as other content that may not be suitable for a younger audience. The show may also contain spoilers for any and all anime and manga, so please ensure you check the description below for the relevant spoiler warnings. Thanks for watching, Olga.
Raiders!
Hello everyone, welcome to the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour, episode number 103. I am the Manimal, and joining me on this exciting, thrilling, and indicative occasion, it is local Mike Castro.
No, I refuse this nickname, but hello.
You didn't refuse it last time I called you that, so it's too late.
I'm switching moods. And who else is here with us?
We're also joined by the piped, pickled, platinum, peppered, pale, polytry, panicky, panoramic, papery, parallel, paramount, paranoid, paranormal, parasitic, parched, particular, partial, prayerful, preparish, precious, precise, punny, pure, purple, purposeful, purring, pushy, puzzled, puzzling, papyrusy, platypus, pipus.
That's a lot of pee. That's like my fourth birthday party.
There's probably incredible. Oh wait, hold on.
Yes, the birthday statement was amazing.
I think we have a story here. Maybe we'll get into that later. This is an exciting occasion. It is another music episode, and the focus of this one is the number 3. Can you guys count up to number 3 yet?
I haven't gotten to that episode of Sesame Street.
I know, like I've been stuck on like number 2 for the longest time now.
Just,
like I know from like A to D, but 1 to 3 is too much.
Yeah, I skipped ahead to episode 4, so.
Well, you're missing all the good stuff if you do that. Because today it's about trilogies, it's about trios, it's about trigographies. We're gonna talk about the exciting trio of Stalin, Castro, and Chairman Mao in this episode. That's what we're focused on, everybody.
I thought it was Marx, Lenin, and Stalin?
No, we're not. We're talking about communist dictators in this episode.
Oh. Well, what about
I
Lenin?
don't believe this somehow.
We're not talking about John Lennon. Actually, we will be talking about John Lennon.
No, like Vladimir
I know.
Lenin, yeah.
You're not supposed to think too hard about stupid shit. Anyways, if you listen to, if everything goes as planned, if you listen to 102, you will hear how my week was this week. So we'll ask the piped pickle man, how was your week?
It's been interesting. I started a new job. My entire being feels like it's screaming constantly because I don't always like change that much. But I'm getting paid more, so that's cool.
Money.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right?
Then you can pay more merch.
Without money, I can't buy more shirts on Redbubble that I don't know the reference from.
Yeah,
What?
that's very important. You gotta get those Redbubble shirts. You know, it's pretty cool because you can actually just make shirts on Redbubble too. So, you know, I can make official merchandise for myself.
Seriously, how much does it cost to make shirts?
Shirts are usually like $30 shipped. That's Canadian dollars. So in America, 30 Canadian dollars is probably like $3 American dollars, given how shit the exchange rate is. You know?
Are you telling me I can buy a Nekomimi shirt if I want?
You can make a Nekomimi shirt too.
Yeah.
Like with those awesome images that you sent? Yes.
Oh yeah, Lego, you could go on Jailboru, search up the Love Live tag and Nekomimi, and make your own shirts.
Oh, it would be social suicide, but totally worth it. Oh man.
I don't think it'd be worth it. I'm just suggesting.
Manimal, the voice of reason.
Only on this occasion.
Oddly enough, in this situation, when it comes to buying useless T-shirts.
Excuse me, my Madoka Goo shirt is amazing. I bought this from a freaking Mexican shirt that's called Apparel K. No, it's a Mexican buyer called Apparel K. So I was like, is this a Korean website or something? You know? but no, they're from Mexico. I got the shirt, so I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
What's the K stand for?
I ask them because I don't know.
Killer?
Apparel killer, apparel Klein, apparel cool, probably apparel cool. Yeah. Anyways, Lego. Do you have anything else to say? Mr. Pickle Man?
Nothing much to add. It's just that who came up with the idea for the whole trio thing? It sounds almost conspiracy level obsessive. I'm like, damn. So many ideas.
Well, how many sides does a triangle have?
3.
How many sides does a Dorito chip have?
3.
How many faces does the government have?
3. Oh my god. There's something in the water.
What could it be? I don't know. It could be a conspiracy. You'll have to find out if you keep listening. But Lego, I don't know if you're on the future, but past episode 102. But do you want to say anything?
And yeah, my week was okay. Yes. I don't know if I'm on that future past episode. If I am, then this part is irrelevant. So yeah, my week was okay-ish. I just need. I'm just having a major writer's block thingamajig, and I think I have to do the annoying process of just writing, even though I feel like crap about all my writing and drawing. Music-wise, though, I have stumbled onto some awesome retro wave. Really digging the scene. Otherwise, not much to report on this side of the water.
Oh, retro wave. That's like the
sort of music you expect Terminator to be listening. You know, the Miami Vice stuff, the whole purple and neon. Like
I don't know if I can recommend any retro wave because I haven't listened to a lot of it, but I can definitely recommend some old synth stuff in the comments here. So.
For sure, man.
I've heard stuff like that, and I really like it, but you know, there's a lot of stuff on the internet like that, and I guess for some people, they'll make like their playlists or whatever. But for me, it's like, if I don't have the record, then I don't even have it. Why would I listen to it?
Oh
Which
man,
is a mindset that I'd like to get out of for sure.
You got to tell me about your record collection because I finally got mine working, man.
Oh,
I found
did?
that old obscure
port. Don't get into record collecting if you don't want to spend money. Because again, it's not great. New record prices can be pretty shit. So I would say, like, if you're just starting a record collection, you got to get albums that you really care about. You know?
Yeah, for sure, and that's the thing, right? Like, I stream my music, a lot of my music anyway, and theoretically having millions of choices should be fun. But now I'm pretty jealous of you and your physical collections. I think there's something different to it.
I like a physical collection because it's like, this is my library of stuff that I like. You know, that happens to all be here.
Yeah,
it's a thing like that. Of course, you won't break any new ground if you just stick to that, you know?
Yeah, of course. But you found some awesome Japanese stuff, yeah? Something like that is...
No, I have folk and pop sounds from Iraq. It's a 2-disc compilation of Iraq music from, obviously, before 2001. And it's really interesting.
That's as foreign as finding new music in 2017. That would be awesome. That would be... Oh, man.
It's really interesting. They have this insane, like, machine gun percussion instrument. And it's like, what?
Machine gun percussion instrument?
Yeah, like, it's crazy, actually.
Who's Iraq? Is that a country? Sorry. But I mean, no, I really don't know the spelling. I Googled it and I ended up with the country.
Gotcha.
Iraq? Music?
Yeah, it's spelled Iraq because that's my job as a clothes salesperson. Iraq clothes. Okay, moving on from that terrible joke. What would you have to say, Paipis? You were trying to say something.
Oh, yeah. I was saying that I normally don't collect vinyl. You know, I take a good vinyl if I can get it, but like normally I go with used CDs because I can buy like
buy more of them.
Tons of stuff. I can buy like 3 or 4 CDs for under $10.
That helps, but for me a CD is cheap. Like, it's just a CD. I can burn CDs, but I can't make records. It's like that kind of thing.
You can't burn CDs anymore if you have a Mac or a newer Mac.
Wait,
they don't even have optical drives anymore.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I am
That's how
totally
outdated
serious.
Is it a USB attachment now?
For $12.
Yeah, you actually do have to buy a separate
Yeah.
optical drive.
Well, a lot of new laptops don't have a CD drive. Luckily, when I got a new laptop a few months ago, I made sure to get one with a CD drive. That's very
Yeah,
important.
actually, they're pretty rare now, sadly.
Yeah,
But
because
I
you
think
know
that's
it's important because I have a lot of files on data disks, and I like to look at my old stuff. I was looking at my old stuff from like 10 years ago, and I was having a bit of a
Yes!
crisis because not a crisis like this was 10 years ago. A crisis like, oh, that was me. It's
was
like-
me. I
I'm
know
not-
the feeling.
I'm not ashamed about my past. Like I was pretty much the same, but about different things.
Oh wait, you
Nah.
didn't feel like disappointed at how productive you were in the past? Do you think you've become more productive and
Uh,
stuff? Well, I had the opposite reaction.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for drawing, but obviously for music and stuff like that, I've remained productive with things. You know, it's important.
Right.
Gotta keep it up. I actually did make a song in that era from about 2006. It's called the Cookie Rap. It's like cookies are for me, cookies are for you, cookies are for everyone. So put them in your chew. There's video footage of me doing this, and I want to crawl away for a long time when I watch it.
C is for cookie.
It's not death metal. Let me tell you that. I might like him more if it was death metal.
Well,
and I
I
don't
was-
even
I
like
was-
death
there's a-
metal.
Have you not heard like speaking of Sesame Street, the Cookie Monster song?
Well, yeah, it's
what they
classic.
sing?
Of course, I know what it is.
Yeah.
C is for cookie.
You know, you could talk about your cool CD collecting, but do you have Sesame Street Fever on vinyl? Because I do. It's a disco album by the Sesame Street cast featuring Kermit the Frog.
I do not,
Yeah.
but I have I don't have any CDs yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for what's it called, like Bert's Classics or something like that.
Bert's Classics. Is it just songs
Yeah.
about pigeons?
Very possibly Bert's Blockbusters. That's what it is.
Oh, is it songs about sexual tensions about your roommate?
What? What?
Trying to speak on that.
Oh. You know, you never
Where
know.
from?
There
We're
is a
from
song
high
called
and
the
low.
National Association of W Lovers.
Wumbo lovers. You know, that's a common
there
trend
is-
on DeviantArt.
There is a song called "Doing the Pigeon."
Okay! Wow, good job, Bert. Good job.
No,
I thought
no.
you just appreciated the animal. Jesus. But yes, that is a thing. But yeah, collecting records is fun. I don't collect tapes as much, even though I do have. I mean, I make tapes. I'm 95 tapes into my J-pop series now, so you know, getting close to 100. I've been doing that for 3 years, actually. Oh God, how have I done that many? It's the same.
Tapes are cool, but my tape player in my car is broken, so there's really no point in buying them.
See, in
You
that case,
still have
I would.
tapes?
My previous tape player did break, and I immediately had to get a new one because if I don't have a tape player in my car, then I don't even need to have a car. Honestly, it's all or nothing.
So the number 3.
The number 3.
Not the number 2? Dum dum dum.
Oh,
You are number
sorry,
2,
number
Lego.
2. You just we have
Lego.
to kick something out.
Lego, I guess you could say that you're number 2 on a top 10 list now available on barrygoldman.bandcamp.com on the album Magnus Bridge.
That is the smoothest plug I've ever seen. Yeah.
But okay, the number 3.
You memorize the URL.
Of course I would. It's me.
I didn't notice that. He memorized the URL.
Well, naturally. But anyways, what do you want to tell us about the number 3?
Okay. I wanted to ask what are your favorite albums made by trios, or your favorite bands that are trios?
Okay, the obvious answer is Nirvana, the power trio, you know? Again, they are a perfect trio in the sense that you have like a freaking mighty bass and drum section while the guitarist just goes mad and does his thing, you know? Obviously, especially live when Cobain played like complete garbage all the time, you know? But you had the mighty band And that's what's great about Nirvana's music, is because it's just like I call it like turbo punk, not because it's super fast, but it's that chorus driven guitar sound and the drivingest to all of it, you know. And like
Cocteau Twins.
What?
I was gonna say Cocteau Twins are a trio.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it's just a singer, a guitarist, and a bassist, and they.
How do they make such good music with so few people, man? Any of these groups that you mentioned.
I mean, they had a drum machine, and it was also mainly like the singer and guitarist were sort of the front, you know, of the band.
That frickin' singer, though, I don't know. That like,
Elizabeth Fraser.
She has a voice from another world or something.
She's one of my favorite singers ever, man.
She's insane. Yeah, really great, really great. But yeah, trios like ZZ Top is a trio, but I'm not necessarily a big fan of them. I like Legs. That's about it.
They're pretty good. I mean, they don't blow my mind or anything.
They're just one of those like straightforward classic rock bands like AC/DC and everything like that, where everything sounds the same, and it's like, yeah, that's all right. It's like you hear them at a bar. They're like a bar band kind of thing.
Bar band.
Yeah, and they also have the mighty only 2 members have a beard. They could have been the best beard trio of all time, but they're not.
Beard trio.
It's just like such squandered potential.
But again, the drummer's last name is Beard, so they almost are a beard trio. But
Gotcha.
They could be better, like I would say. As for other trios, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Actually, what else do you got?
Let's see. I think.
Oh, the Charlie Brown soundtrack, the Vince whatever trio, where it's the piano, the drums, and the bass. Freaking that Christmas album is one of my favorite albums of all time because
and Bill Evans trio too. Speaking of jazz, Sigur Rós is currently a trio right now.
You can do a lot with a jazz trio. Like jazz trios are really cool to me because if you have the piano, that really that's all you need, and you have like the light drums and everything under it and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, piano can do a lot.
I don't think that would not work as well if it was like a saxophone player and a bass and drum, though. I wouldn't like that as much.
Yellow Magic Orchestra, speaking of synth music.
Oh, well, that's the Magic School Bus with like the frizz, right? And they go through people and they
not exactly. Oh. It's they brought synths to Japan and sort of like almost defined the sound of a lot of like video games.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because even though they didn't do like a lot of video game music, some of them did, but it's 3 members, and they also ended up producing pretty much every Japanese synth pop album in the 80s. So it's if you like. That's why Japanese synth pop tends to be like just consistently good.
It's because
almost any release, it's basically them. You know, so
right on.
And of course, all of like they didn't write the album, they produced it, and it would be like a singer-songwriter, a female singer-songwriter who wrote it, and like in Japan. That generation of girls, like all of them learned piano because it was like a cultural thing, you know.
Seriously?
So all of them like knew music well. So even the singers themselves like would write the songs, and they would be really good.
Definitely, it's always good. It's always good when you know
the best times.
It's always good when the singer knows what's going on. It's the same with like Utada and stuff, especially because she actually played on some of her later albums as well with keyboard and everything. But that's always a better quality for sure. And yeah, I can't think of any other trios. I guess Buddy Holly and the Crickets were a trio.
Buddy Holly and the Crickets, yeah.
They were a trio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Talk Talk was a trio.
Talk.
Yeah.
Talk.
They're one of my favorite. Like that later era when they were a trio. Is like some of my favorite music ever.
I've never listened to them, but yeah.
How old are they?
Have to be. Their last album was 1991.
I can't wait until they make another album.
They kind of made their last two albums are sometimes considered the first post-rock albums.
Dum dum dum.
You know,
that
I'm
is
not a
high
fan
praise.
of the genre names like that. Because it's like post-rock. It sounds so edgy, like, oh, rock is over, and now we're the future. You know, it's the same with like
I think
post-grunge
it's
and
just
everything.
that. Yeah, well, I think that it's just music journalists got lazy.
Well, yeah, because you think you call it something else because it's still rock music that just sounds different than the pre. What's pre-rock, anyways? Just
To be,
well, I guess that's like,
I honest,
I think it'd be proto rock.
do you listen to Robert
That would be
Johnson
blues.
and go like, "Wow, this is good pre-rock," you know? Like that just sounds weird to me, you know? Because then like yeah, because it'd be like pre and then just rock, and now nothing can be called rock
country
again.
music is pre-rap.
That
Did you say country music?
Okay, no, not really. But there was a funny song that I heard.
are
There's
you
this
talking
guy.
about country rap?
No, literal country music. There's a song that I heard in some TV series. I forgot what, but oh yeah, it was Fargo. And then this country song, the guy is bragging about how it's hard to be so popular and famous as him. All the ladies are going for him, and I'm just like, wait, this is what a rapper would say.
Oh, I
They're
see.
not
what you
so
mean. It's the same
expletives.
You know,
So-
in a way,
Well,
they do have this
one-
similar attitudes.
one of the first rap songs was like one of the first rap hits was like a guy doing an imitation of John Wayne.
Oh,
Seriously?
Yeah, if it let me find it.
I think that
No,
the first rap song ever made was called "Ice Ice Baby" or "Rico Suave." It could have been either one of those.
That was
Ice
a little
Ice
later.
No, those are the classics. That was before Chuck Berry.
Rappin'
Wait.
Duke, that's what it's called.
I'm going to mention a trio, but I had a random question as well. When did swearing come into music? Like through the satanic rock music, or
Oh.
did it ever show up in? Or was it the rappers who started saying?
No, it was
words?
before rap.
No, it was before. Yeah,
You don't hear it very often, and like I can't think of many '60s bands like normal. Like
I'm
I'm
sure
sure they
the
said
words-
dirty imagery, but I don't think any of them ever said "f this" or "f that" or like
Huh.
wait, slurs were
Opera.
definitely that. But I mean,
I'm sure opera had some. You know,
Awful.
and
Opera?
at least like the the German version, German and Italian versions. You know,
Those freaking yeah, but Italians just say "Mamma Mia" though. Is that a swear word now?
they say a little more than Mamma Mia.
Yeah, they say "gracias." Mamma Mia.
That's Spanish.
Wait, what?
Gracias.
Excuse me. Okay, you know what? Really, I'm gonna sound super dumb. I don't care. I'm like, wait, Spain is a real place. Because in my
What?
mind, I have no idea what Spain is. I have no idea what it looks like.
Really?
You know, like I think of like, and then it's like what are they called? What's like the Roman Romania?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm so bad at geography. Bring back Austria-Hungary. Anyways, what were you saying?
Oh, another
Bring-
trio.
Bring
Boris.
back the Ottoman Empire.
you're going to be arrested, man.
Bring back Yugoslavia. Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Boris is a trio,
Oh, freaking Boris. Oh my god. Yes. Oh,
and the Melvins too.
oh yeah. Both very loud bands. Yes.
Yes,
Ah.
very loud. Very-
Anti-flag.
Anti-Flag is a trio.
Yep, apparently.
I don't know them.
Punk rock.
That is definitely a punk band name for sure.
Well, I only really liked one song from them, but I really liked when you click on them on YouTube, you basically know exactly what kind of there's. Then comes Green Day on the playlist. Then comes.
Are they like
Rise
propaganda?
Against. Either. It's like Yes, it's anti-war stuff, but it's not going to go any more deeper than peace, war sucks,
Yes,
or I don't know.
There's one propaganda song on the album "How to Clean Everything," which involves sticking a flag up your anus. I don't remember what the song
What?
title is though.
Oh,
By
no.
who?
Propagandy. They're like
Oh,
an anarchist
the-
punk band.
Skate punk band. Yeah.
Wait, I rephrase. Stick the 3 doors down flag up your 3 days grace ass, you.
No, 3 days
third-eye
grace.
blind.
3 days grace what?
What? 3rd eye blind.
Yeah.
Third eye.
Up your 3 days grace. 3rd eye blind.
Yes, as I'm so sorry. I can't believe I
You need
forgot.
to explain. You need to explain this rule again. Any
Oh,
album
yeah.
with 3 in it?
Yeah, any band with 3 in the name, you have to replace
Now
all first words with.
is now an
Yeah.
expletive. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
I broke the rules so early. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my what? Oh my what? That is a swear.
God,
inserted.
how is God a swear now? Is it because you use the
Not a
Lord's
swear,
name
but
in
a full-
vain?
Yes, apparently.
I guess so. I can't believe what I've done. Oh my 3 days grace, I do worship you every day, and I wish that I could be as good as you. Anyways, trios. I think we talked about trios. What about like album trilogies? Now this is like more in the sense of it feels like a trilogy rather than it is a literal trilogy, because sometimes with albums, like 3 albums will be like you know, you can easily compartment that as like an era or something, you know.
Ah,
Like
okay.
like with Kiss, their first
Like
3
they're
albums.
sequential?
What?
Like they were done one after the other, and they're all
Well,
good, or
No, because like okay, with Kiss, their first 3 albums are a trio, because then there's the live album, and then there's the next 3 albums. Like those are like definitive trios, you know, especially because they're similar. And like with the Ramones, their first 3 albums are like a trilogy, even though they have the 4th album. But like, I mean, Road to Ruin has good songs, but it's not nearly as good as the 3 before it. So I wouldn't count it as part of like the holy set of Ramones albums.
okay, okay.
You know?
So like
Yeah.
picking out
There's
a
also-
trio of cool cards, not necessarily.
There's a different drummer on Road to Ruin as well, so that's
Yeah.
another factor.
There's also David Bowie's Berlin trilogy, because he made 3 albums in Berlin, and it's
Okay,
known
that's like
as
a literal
uh,
trilogy
Berlin.
then, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a literal trilogy because they don't necessarily follow each other.
That's true. I did listen to
but-
2 of those albums, and I thought that Low was really good. And was the other one called Heroes, right?
Yeah,
I didn't like that one as much, no.
I actually like Heroes is probably my favorite of his, but
Yeah. I like the instrumentals on Low. That's what I really like the most about that.
Low's got the ambient stuff. I mean, Heroes has that too.
Yeah, there's like that
So-
really long song inside too, I think.
Station to Station is the other Berlin album, and I believe Lou Reed has a Berlin trilogy as
No,
well.
he has an album called Berlin, and it's one of the most depressing albums I've ever heard.
Well, how come?
There's a
the
song called
instruments are the-
Sad Song on the album, and it is indeed a sad song.
Yeah.
It's like, it starts off like it's really whimsy album. It's produced by Bob Ezrin, so like there's a lot of like instrumentation on it and fancy stuff, and then it just turns into complete depression by side 2, and it's like, oh my god, it's probably like the last good Lou Reed album. I don't know.
Lodger is the other one in the Berlin trilogy, and David Bowie's
there it
Berlin
is.
trilogy.
Yeah, and then
It's
like,
not Station to Station.
Then
I thought it
think-
was.
I think with like Sonic Youth, Evil, Sister, and Daydream Nation are a trilogy because they build up to the natural climax of Daydream Nation. You know, they all kind of.
I think most people would consider Sister, Daydream Nation, and Goo to be the trilogy of sort of their
I think
famous,
Evil because
album.
Steve joins the band and like their sound cleans up from before. You know, because you have songs like Star Power on there and stuff, which naturally
Yeah.
leads to the next album. Because I think with Goo, like Daydream Nation is the climax of their career. I mean, obviously they had a great career and many amazing albums after that, but like Daydream Nation is the big double album masterpiece.
Well, they also
you know?
sort of had. Well, no, they did. I don't think they had another trilogy anywhere. But I would consider like, even though Evil is one of my favorites, it's just because most people like listen to Sister, Daydream Nation, and Goo, and then Jet.
That's true,
like
I
they
guess.
just don't listen
Because
anymore.
those are their
Sonic
3 big albums. Even
Yeah.
though I think like, I mean, for me, like Daydream Nation, Sister, and Washing Machine are their best albums, I'd say.
Yeah, I like Evil better than Sister, and maybe better than Goo. And
I like
of
it more
course-
than Goo, yeah.
Yeah, Washing Machine is my favorite.
Washing Machine, like literally Washing Machine is like it's an album that's built to last. I can't believe how great it sounds because you hear every single part on that album so well. You know?
Yeah.
There's like all the guitars and the details. It's like holy shit. There's so much.
I think though, like Murray Street is probably the one that sounds the best of all of theirs.
Yeah, it also has a clear
engineered
sound.
wise.
And like
Yeah,
the
'cause
long jams are really good on that one too.
Yeah, that was when Jim O'Rourke stepped on.
Yeah, that's a really great album also. But yeah, other trilogies. Obviously, Nirvana's only 3 albums are a trilogy. You know.
Yeah.
That one's obvious. And what
Talk
else
Talk also has an album trilogy, which is Color of Spring, Spirit of Eden, and Laughing Stock.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I wouldn't say Bruce Springsteen has a trilogy, but he has more of like a quadology or a fiveology.
Fiveology.
Yeah.
What's that called? Let's see.
What's that called? I know a quartet. No,
I have no
quartet.
idea.
What
I
do you
call
say
it
when you have ology at the end?
Fiveology.
Fiveology.
Fifthology. It sounds good to me.
4 is I think a tetralogy.
Tetralogy.
Tetrisology.
Pentology is 5.
Tentology.
Oh,
I thought you said
okay.
hentaiology or something. Yeah.
Metallica's first 3 albums are a trio because they're the albums with Cliff on them. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a natural.
But most people group the first 4 because it's like the first 4 are the good ones.
Yeah, and that makes sense. But you know, and Justice for All like doesn't have Cliff on it, and it has no bass at all, anyways. So like those first 3 are like the bam. And then Megadeth has Countdown, Euthanasia, and Cryptic Writings, which are sort of a trilogy of when they were trying to sound cleaner but still heavy, you know.
Can has the 3 albums that where Damo Suzuki was the only singer, Tago Mago, and Future Days.
Oh yeah. Utada's first 3 albums are a trilogy because like you have First Love, Distance, and Deep River, and then she did her English album after that. So it makes that like an era, and also because those first 3 albums are on Japan's top 10 best-selling albums of all time. You know, that helps. And
you have, I guess I would consider this a trilogy. King Crimson's Lark's Tongues and Aspics.
King's Crimson. Wait, what? What's the
King
name of that
Crimson, Lark's Tongue and Aspic.
Not to be confused with
and
King
Red.
Diamond.
Not to be or Lego's story Kingfisher.
That's
Crimson.
exactly what I was confused about.
Yes,
So-
Lego. They made a trilogy about your story.
But yeah, like
I know what I'm
their
listening to for inspiration.
their 73-74 run that had 3 albums that were sort of similar in style before they changed into before they went sort of like mathy new wave. They had those albums.
Yeah. Ice Cube's first 3 albums, America's Most Wanted, Death Certificate, and The Predator, are a trilogy because they're the only 3 albums that people like that he made that are well penned
Also,
and stuff, you know.
Kendrick only has 3 major label albums, so
Yeah. I wouldn't really call them a trilogy though because each album is its own thing, you know.
yeah, I mean,
Like, because again, Good Kid, Mad City is a concept album that feels like a movie. To Pimp a Butterfly has like its own spectrum of themes, and then Damn is like a more personal album.
yeah.
You know, so they're all about different things. So they're not really a trilogy. It doesn't feel like, you know.
I think Magma has a trilogy with Mechanic Destructive, Commando, Kontarkos, and Udu Voodoo.
That's Mechanic Destructive Commando is a
Yeah.
great name.
It's you should see how it's spelled.
Oh god, it's probably really great. Katy Perry's first 3 albums are a trilogy because they're the only good albums she'll ever make in her career, given how the last one went. Actually, you know, Prism was half good, but they're still that's like the peak of her career.
But I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard a good Katy Perry album.
Well, that's you. That's on you.
Okay,
That's on
okay.
you, buddy boy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you happen to know anything, Lego?
Oh no, here
Yeah.
I'm pretty much hopeless, especially when it comes to pulling it off my head. Although we're supposed to research this stuff. I don't know what I would pick as my 3-album trilogy thing.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha.
Bob Dylan's.
But I know I've learned some interesting things here. Damn.
Yeah. Bob Dylan's Electric trilogy, Bringing It Back Home, Highway 61, and Blonde on Blonde. Especially because those came out like really quickly, and I guess they are kind of a trilogy because Blonde on Blonde is like a natural end to his career because it's the last amazing album he made, and that was in 66.
No, don't say that.
Okay, Blood on the Tracks and Time Out of Mind are good albums, and same with Love and Theft, but Blonde on Blonde, like, that's the end of Bob Dylan's career, and that was 1966. You know, to be honest, like, really, that's the last time he was exciting as an artist.
Until he won the Nobel Prize. No, not the Nobel Prize. Did he won?
Yeah, the Nobel Prize for literature.
Yeah.
That's why he won.
I keep forgetting.
But those 3 albums go together really well, for sure. And with the Beatles, you can't even call anything they did a trilogy because it's all freaking 12-ology because it's all in a line to the end, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
one
I
after the
guess
other.
some people would consider like Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, and Magical Mystery Tour a trilogy. Because White Album.
I put Rubber Soul in that one instead of because Magical Mystery Tour isn't a real album.
Yeah, that's fair. It's more of an EP plus singles.
Yeah.
You have let's see, Pink Floyd had Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and Animals. So that was like the 3 albums they did in that style before like the disco influences on The Wall and after the really weird, like, out there bizarre gnomes and whatnot, psychedelic.
Time for a rant. I absolutely despise Another Brick in the Wall. It's one of my least favorite classic rock songs of all time. I freaking hate it. I hate those stupid British kids. They sound like idiots. I hate British kids' accents. No, I'm not sorry about that Vacant and Noisy.
Ouch. Okay. I mean, The Wall's not a great album, but I mean, that's...
I just hate that song every time it comes on. I'm not gonna lie. I just hate that sing-along. It pisses me off for no reason. There are a lot of things in this world that irrationally piss me off for no good reason, you know?
Yeah.
Like
okay. Swan's Reunion Trilogy.
There you go.
The Seer, To Be Kind, and The Glowing Man.
Yeah.
That's a bona fide trilogy. And then David Sylvian's first 3 solo albums.
Sylvian.
Yes.
Would you call My Bloody Valentine's only 3 albums a trilogy?
I guess.
Well,
I
there's so
mean,
much space in between number 2 and 3.
They technically had more than 3 albums.
Well,
You didn't know that. They actually had some limited edition private press stuff before Isn't Anything.
Oh, that doesn't really count then for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't like Isn't Anything anyways that much.
I like that album.
I don't know. Because you can't beat Loveless.
You can't, but Isn't Anything is a lot more unsettling and strange.
Maybe that's why I don't like it, probably. Because there's a difference there. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Those are some trilogy albums. And if we want to talk about...
I guess, did John Cale leave the Velvet Underground after they're self-titled? Because that could be a trilogy.
Well, no, I think those are their only 3 albums. Like, Lou Reed was out of the band after that.
Gotcha, that's what it was.
Yeah, so that's definitely a trilogy. And they all sound pretty different, especially the self-titled one.
Yeah, which is my favorite. But
yeah,
let's see.
That's one. I don't know. It's
Weezer. Some people
Weezer.
consider Green Album to be their last good album. So
yeah, but Weezer only made like 2 good albums though, and they were the first 2 albums.
Well,
man, Weezer.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't listened to Green Album. In,
Neither have I, so I can't judge.
So,
which ones was your favorite then?
Blue Album.
Red Album.
For me, Red Album.
It's got to be Blue Album because Blue Album has like every song has a place. Every song feels unique to the last one. They all have their own motifs or like themes about them. They all feel like they have a place on that record, you know.
Pinkerton is more interconnected than Blue Album is.
I guess.
I
like.
Of course, everybody can agree that Make Believe is like very bad.
What's that?
Let's make
That's the one with Beverly Hills. That's where I want to be.
Jesus Christ! I forgot about that song. Oh my god!
Must have erased it from my small memory, but
that's one of those. Wait,
I remember
wait.
in particular the snippet that they played of it, with the kids' vocals on Kids Bop.
Stop! That's a Weezer song.
Kids Bop commercial. Yeah.
What the hell? It's like one of those songs that you hear in the radio all the time, but you don't really know who does it. I don't like that song.
It's a bad song.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's album trilogies. Here we're gonna do the Fast 3 now. Or
one more. Depending on who you are, some people might. Well, I would consider Close to the Edge, Tales from Topographic Oceans, and Relayer by Yes to be a trilogy, because that's when they started playing 20-minute songs.
Well,
20-minute songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I guess you could call Iron Maiden's Number the Beast, Peace of Mind, and Power Slave a trilogy as well, I would say. But yes.
Let's see. We can talk about the number 3 charting songs of each year ending in 3. Now, in the comments, I have the link to those if they have not gotten lost.
I have found them. I have them open right now.
Do you have the chart from the year 3 BC? I bet there are some bombing tracks then.
Yeah, they had a song called Conquistador of the Dance Floor, available on soundcloud.com/Barry Goldman 5090.
That was a good year for rock music, not to be rock and roll.
Oh god, that was so horrible good one.
Not to be confused with rock and roll.
Really?
It was very different.
Yeah, I like caveman music.
Yeah, rock music was like, I think, the epitome of like sophistication in music.
Honestly,
not
like,
rock and roll,
because
but like the rock music of the cavemen.
Think about how they had to do it. They had to like hit the rocks at just the right sounds and everything. They really had to work it.
So there was more creativity, In my opinion, I was born in the wrong era.
I honestly was. I know it's really bad.
I should have been born year 3.
You really could have made it if you were a good rock. I should have been born in year 3.
Here's the thing. Neither 3 BC nor 3 AD had cavemen, so.
Oh shit!
I don't know why we're talking about this actually.
Okay, the top charting.
We're really stupid and know nothing about history.
The top charting song, number 3 song in 1943 was "As Time Goes By" Rudy Valley. I'm pretty
Does
sure.
Anybody actually know this song?
Didn't the Stones do a cover of that, or someone did a cover of that? I think. Like
I have no idea.
I know the title, but I don't know the song.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I don't know, like a lot of 40s music. Like I honestly don't know like any of these artists except for like Bing Crosby.
Apparently,
Frank Sinatra.
Shoot. Apparently, this song was recorded in July 1931.
What?
So that's like the cycle of the way something became a hit was a little shorter.
It's interesting when you look at the Billboard #1 albums, because like in the 40s and stuff, like albums, there was mostly soundtrack albums that would just hold the top spot forever, for weeks and weeks. But the most interesting thing is that the Monkees, one of their albums was #1 longer than the Beatles' biggest #1 album, which is one of the biggest jokes in Billboard history. So, I don't know how it's possible, but yeah.
As Time Goes By was in Casablanca.
Oh, there it is. It was a movie song.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, 1953 was Patti Page with Doggy in the Window. Obviously, we know that. That's like a traditional kind of song.
Yeah, I think I've heard it. I just gotta.
Well, yeah. How much is the Doggy in the Window? Like, is that song,
What does that even mean?
Well,
I
it's like
think
a
that was from a
traditional.
movie too.
It's like a traditional kind of song, you know, that people would sing to elementary school kids, or your grandma would sing to you. I don't know.
I think it was in a movie as well. So
That probably helps. Yeah, because again, the
I'm actually
50
watching the clip right now because
Oh.
it's yeah, because I don't think they had music videos back then.
Yeah, because 53 is that weird era before Elvis and everything else, so you just got a bunch of really lame people on the charts. I mean, you got like Nat King Cole. You have the Gaylords! There's a band called the Gaylords on the charts.
No ways.
Yes! The song is called Tell Me Your Mind. Oh.
We've got in 1963, we have at number 3, "The End of the World" by Skeeter Davis.
Freaking Skeeter Davis above the Beach Boys with Surfing USA.
It's actually a pretty good song though.
That's not It's the End of the World as We Know It.
No,
Obviously.
that was like 2007 by REM.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't know this song. Actually, it's weird looking at this chart because there's a random Deep Purple song called Nino Tempo. Wait, that's a song called Deep Purple. Oh, that's maybe where they got their name. Ooh. But, yeah, that's pretty exciting. I don't know, but Skeeter Davis is a really good name. Yeah. In 1973, we got Roberta Flack with Killing Me Softly with his song. This is
And everybody
sounds
knows
like
this one.
Sounds like
I
a
know
country
that one,
song.
yeah.
No, it's like
I know.
I know it mainly from the film About a Boy.
Oh, I don't know it.
What was that on about?
A boy.
I
What?
don't remember. It had Hugh Grant or something like that.
There it is.
So,
But, you know, we got better songs. We got Marvin Gaye with the ever classic Let's Get It On right under that.
yeah,
You know, Marvin Gaye is great, but that's such a meme song, you know.
yeah.
But yeah. And then in 83, we don't have Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. We have
Irene Cara,
Irene.
Flashdance. What a I don't know this one.
Yeah, ooh, what a feel. No, that's Lionel Richie. Wait, yeah, I know what this is. It's wait, no, I don't know what this is.
Listening to it now, this song has some synths.
See, I confused it with Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling. Ooh, what a feeling to be dancing on the ceiling. That's a different song. But I don't know this one. Yeah. Well, it's kind of disgraceful that on these charts that on these charts that Every Breath You Take, which is a song I like, is number 1 and Billie Jean is number 2. Like, reverse that. What is this bullshit?
Every breath you take.
Well, do you have no qualms with Down Under being above Beat It?
Okay, you know, Down Under should be number 1, actually. No, because
Really?
You know, yeah, because it's about Vegemite sandwiches, so it's good.
What about Come On Eileen, the most awkward lack of comma?
Pretty
title.
Wait, we got Africa on this list too.
Yeah.
Total.
Oh,
Always
God.
a good one.
But,
Billie Jean is the best pop song of the 80s, though. Anyways, 1993.
I don't know if I would agree, but it's a good song.
Technically, it's not my favorite, but it's technically Michael Jackson is the greatest pop artist of all time, of any time. But in 1993, we got UB40. You be a 40-year-old with Can't Help Falling in Love. Is that like a cover of Elvis?
Yeah, I think it's a cover of the Elvis tune.
Yeah, that's bullshit. They shouldn't have made it. They're not Elvis. It's stupid. I hate it.
I don't know. UB40 usually does some pretty good covers, so
I don't accept it. And look at this. This is 1993. Number 11 is Dr. Dre with Nothing But a G Thing. That shows you how times are changing. We also got Janet Jackson. That's The Way Love Goes, which is a good song.
Okay, yeah, I'm not digging this UB40 cover of Can't Help Falling. Although the music's interesting, it's just, yeah, no, I can't do it.
It's not good. Yeah. Oh god, it's an interesting list. 1993. Number 1 song is, of course, "And I Will Always Eat Food."
Seriously?
Yeah. Isn't it about an eating disorder?
Yeah, it's
where you
really-
always eat food.
Hold on. The top #1 song in 2003 was 50 Cent in the club.
Are you serious? That song tortured me
How
throughout.
is
Man.
that the #1
This is
song?
the evil year.
No.
Oh, this year, man. The music, the R&B was
bring-
so popular.
Bring Me to Life is #10 on this list. That's amazing.
All right, but
Evanescence.
we've got at 3, which was our focus.
Yes.
We got Sean Paul's "Get Busy."
Get busy
I-
with them.
I don't know it.
Them niggas. No, I don't know what it. I don't know. It's just Sean Paul.
Yeah.
There's 3 Doors Down on number 5.
Oh, Three
Yeah,
Doors
Jamaican.
Down
Three
is on
Doors
this
Down.
list. It's
There
not
they
even
are.
a song I know from
Yeah.
them either.
You had Matchbox 20's "Unwell," which was an alright song.
God. I just think it's funny that 50 Cent has the #1 song of this year. That's hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
goodness, Kid Rock.
Oh,
and
That was the year.
Evanescence.
That was the year. 50 Cent was
okay, well,
everywhere.
no,
Where's
there's an Avril Lavigne song, "I'm With You." That's a good song, but yeah, it's an interesting list. This era of music, you know.
Is Sean Paul actually Jamaican?
I do not know. I really do not know.
Is he?
He pulls off the accent well, though. I need to
Yeah,
ask
he
my.
is Jamaican. He is. Yeah,
He is, yeah. It's not a bad song actually. Listening to it now.
it's probably better than R. Kelly's "Ignition."
I've heard really good things about the remix of that song.
I don't.
Like-
know.
I've heard good things about the remix.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever talks about Ignition by itself, but a lot of people talk about Ignition remix. So
A lot of people like to talk about how R. Kelly helped them start their ignition with his yellow fluids.
they also like to talk about his sex cult. So
Oh, also that.
Okay, sex cults.
Okay.
yeah, if you've not been following the recent news,
Wait, I haven't heard about this. Oh god, okay. Maybe I'll look it
Uh,
up later.
He wasn't satisfied. with
look it
go-
up for a later date.
go shower
Yes.
stuff.
2013, #3 is Pink with "Just Give Me a Reason." Just
Featuring
just a
Nate-
little bit's enough.
Nate
That was a boring song, honestly.
You don't sound excited. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I know.
Yeah, it was a boring song. There's like 2013. There's a lot of good songs on this list. like
Didn't
Get-
Pink
like,
have a better song than that in that year?
Yeah, there's a lot of good songs here, like "Get Lucky" and "Roar" and "Royals" and stuff. But
Royals, Mirrors.
Oh,
there's
Royals.
there's
Royals.
"Blurred Lines," which is one of the biggest pieces of shit from this decade, as well.
Get Lucky.
"Get Lucky" is amazing.
Get
yes,
lucky,
but
man.
yeah,
Daft Punk, what they did.
that album is really great. That's my favorite album from them, definitely.
Speaking of Pink, like she's kind of overbranded herself lately. Like every song that she is either featured on or is hers.
She's using
Like,
her name
has
rather
a
than her
central-
talents.
No, like every song of hers, even the ones she's featured on, like the central metaphor in the song is fire.
That's true, actually.
And then she's got the whole like fire, like the whole like spiked hairstyle that's supposed to look like a flame.
Yeah, you know, I like Pink, but I didn't like that song very much. I also do want to note that "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" is on this list. That's cool. That's a great song, though. I really love the instrumental and actual vibe on that track.
Glad it wasn't killed, but you didn't.
Good.
You had to replace the
Oh, Three Doors Down, Don't Kill My
Yeah.
Vibe.
No, you can't use one that you've used before.
Also, wait, what's another band of three in the name?
Let's see. We already used.
We
Third
already
Eye.
used all three of them.
No. There's
Oh,
one.
wait. I know Three Dog Night.
Three Dog Night. That's a good one.
Yeah, so one of my favorite Ice Cube songs is called "The Wrong Three Dog Night to Mess With."
Yeah, there's a band. Oh,
There
there's
were-
also 311, but we can use that for later. Save it.
Oh, yes. Okay, so those are the #3 songs of years which have 3 in them, except for the 1930s.
Years ending in 3.
Yes, we should say that much. That's pretty thrilling. Do we got more exciting things?
All right. What I have to ask you guys, what will music from the year 3333 sound like?
Okay,
Damn.
so if humans don't get wiped out by this time, if we are still on this planet, and you know all those missiles haven't landed and stuff.
It was
you know.
Castro.
Oh yeah, Castro. It's all his fault. He'll come back and he'll be like, "Hey guys, let's do this again, but actually do it this time." But yeah, implying that stuff doesn't happen, and we're still here somehow. What the hell will music even sound like in like 20 years? Jesus.
Oh man, I'm not.
No, you can't answer that question. You gotta answer
No, because
3,333.
okay, think about music in 1017.
One. Yeah, okay, yeah.
You know,
1,000 years.
1013. Okay, like that was probably back in the rock era. Well, they had music instruments by then. They
Yeah,
had
I
primal
think
instruments
we're this is a little bit showing our lack of knowledge of history a little bit.
Yeah, like total music history and everything. No, it was the rock era. They hit rocks together, and then someone invented the piano, and things happened. Beethoven was fake. He is false. He never happened. Somebody else wrote the music.
I think that's a crime in certain countries, denying that Beethoven.
You know who wrote the music? William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare wrote the music of Beethoven.
Who
and
was a
Mozart.
woman.
You guys are going to get arrested for this. For this.
William Shakespeare, who was a woman.
Christopher Columbus was an Egyptian.
Triangles have 3 sides. This comes full triangle.
Comes full
Apparently
triangle.
Apparently, from a music timeline thing on this website, music notation started at around the year 1000. So
Oh, see,
that was really
music
ages
was
ago.
music was really exciting in the 1000 era because they were just like.
We had Gregorian chant.
Oh, there you go.
That was like that was in the Dark Ages. So yeah, Gregorian chant. And,
What did the Mongols listen to?
there's the secular music. I think they had like not the Mongols, but just like in Europe, they that was like the stuff. It was before the lute, I believe, and they had like a bunch of like.
Traitor, how dare you know history?
You know, I think that like
I've taken a music history class. It just started at like 500.
Can you imagine if people invent new stringed instruments or something like?
well,
like-
okay, by then, like okay, you think about it with electronic music, it's pretty much reaching
A peak.
some kind of climax. You know, like where's it gonna
Yeah.
go? Like there's so much you can do and manipulate things, and now everybody can make music. Anyone in the world can make music if they have a computer, you know.
Unfortunately,
So-
for some poor listeners.
Yes.
This is
BarryGoldman.bandcamp.com.
If
But-
everyone can make music, no one can.
See, so where, like, if you think about it, like, eventually, like all the shitty Bandcamp artists and stuff will eventually somehow topple over the mainstream. Eventually, the mainstream music will probably stop being relevant. Something will happen at the music industry, and perhaps all the freaking Bandcamp and SoundCloud rappers. Well, because now you're seeing a lot of internet artists getting fame, you know?
Mhm.
There's a lot of examples, but like Dowco started out on some video streaming site, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, I don't know, you know, they're just like they come out from the internet, and that's the future of all the big artists, you know.
Are you excited for a future, or are you just like, nope, I prefer this year 2000 best year era?
You never know, because like you think about it now, like rap music is the big thing still, you know.
Mhm.
Like obviously that's replaced rock, because you know, will there ever be a revival of simple rock music? Probably not, because it's all been done before, you know.
Well, I think before we can really say what the music from the year 3333 will sound like, that maybe we can, gather some clues from the Jonas Brothers year 3000.
Oh yes, I think that will lead us directly to the source. The Jonas Brothers are one of the greatest trilogies. We forgot about them. They're one of the greatest
true.
trios.
trios, and they had the greatest trilogy of albums.
Camp Rock.
I prefer.
I don't know if did they have 3 albums? I'm looking it up.
I don't know. All I know is they were in that one movie. With
They had
Lovato.
They had so they had 4 proper albums. I imagine, the last one being the one that they broke up on is not,
That's not part of the trilogy.
That's not part of it. I don't know. They changed.
They changed. There's not the same anymore.
They lost their DIY ethos, or Disney. Yeah.
Disney does it for yourself.
Disney does it for you. Disney.
The DID aesthetic, do it, Disney.
DID also stands for another thing, which if you go on Gelboru and look up the tags, also in the year 3000 and whatever 13, I think will there even be humans?
Yeah, humans are pretty resilient bastards.
If you think robots will obviously become a thing by then, perhaps.
Well, yeah, but who's going to be controlling the robots? Oh yeah,
eventually the robots will control.
Cockroaches will win.
Eventually, everything will be a bunch of C-3POs walking around, and you think C-3PO could probably make some good music. So many languages and everything.
Who do you think will win, the cataclysmic war that happens?
Humans versus robots?
Yeah, robots versus cockroaches.
Oh, the cockroaches! Wait! Stop the episode, Paipis. We need cockroach stories. Cockroach update. Everyone, this is the cockroach update.
Well, I was mowing the lawn maybe a month ago, and one crawled up my leg.
Ugh.
And it was one of the bushes, and it was I just instinctively just I can't remember, I think I used my other foot to knock it off, and then my leg was really oily. It wasn't crunchy. It was it's an oily. It just felt like it had just come from the sewer or something.
I've never encountered insects like that. That's absolutely disgusting.
It is the worst. And there apparently this summer there have just been a bunch in my yard.
Oh, did they go in your house?
Yeah, they're the ones that I see in my house, but then there are several other different kinds that I just see in the yard. Just crawling around in the grass. I don't know.
Oh god, yes.
Man, I'm just thinking of the song "Doing the Cockroach." Yeah.
Oh, it was. I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that cockroach was crawling in your skin.
that was
outside of my skin. Because crawling in my skin would be incredibly horrifying.
Discomfort endlessly has pulled itself upon me. Yeah, the future, it's scary. No, you haven't said, what do you think it'll sound like?
I think it'll sound like Rappin' Duke by Sean Brown.
Yeah, that's absolutely the future for sure. We'll get more artists like Ice JJ Fish, probably, which I'm very excited for that. I'm a big Ice JJ Fish fan, after all. But yeah, I don't know. It'll just be a bunch of robots, and if there even is humans in that year, they'll probably make some. It'll probably just revert back. Somehow all data in the universe will just be destroyed, and there'll be another Beatles and another Nirvana and everything like that all over again.
Yeah.
Maybe, perhaps. Instead, he'll be Chris Copenhagen or something. I don't know.
I think there will be legendary people who get to put out their stuff because everyone will be equipped with the tools at least. So there'll be lots of shit music, but then there'll be instant rising to the top for the pros. And then
now that there's people like barrygoldman.bandcamp.com who can literally just make music all by themselves, it'll just be a thing.
You're going to be a successful businessman in the future, man.
When you can sit in your house and make something like soundcloud.com/barrygoldman/set/magnusbridge.
I think that's the third plug that you've done.
The third one.
That brings it to the end of the trilogy. This has been episode 103. Do you have anything to say before it officially ends?
I only have to say goodbye.
Oh.
You're supposed to rise, but you know
Oh
it's
yes.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't.
Well, people are home now, so it's not the best idea. But
It doesn't work
the
optimally.
cockroaches are there. They're holding my
Cockroaches
gunpoint.
are always there. Oh god. Tune in next time for the exciting hour in which we discover the joys of what's something that's like a 3? What's like the discovering joys of meditation, aloe vera oil, and
cockroach oil.
cockroach oil. Yes, that it happens next time.